Everybody, welcome back to Flat Track Canada. We're here at round 5 in Leamington. Now it's going to be a scorcher out here today, but we're going to get that water truck filled up and hit the track. But let's first make our way around the pits here at Thunderfest. All right, everybody, welcome to our two-day doubleheader. We're going to start it off here at Leamington Half Mile. Now I'm standing with the number 49 of Brody Buchan. Brody, you're leading the DTX class. You're sitting in third in the open. It's going to be a scorcher today. So what are you going to do to, get on top of that podium?
Well, being my home track, there's a little bit of a different vibe going with the hometown crowd, but just normal. I'm going to try and get a good start, just make some smart passes and get out front early and go from there.
All right, now you got Kurt building you some crazy motors. What's it like having Kurt, backing you up and helping with all your motor work and stuff like that? You noticing a big change in your racing program?
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable just having to drive up to the races. We brought a bike here. We live 10 minutes down the road, so it wasn't that hard. But yeah, no, they're fast. Can't give him enough credit for giving me the opportunity. He's a huge help, and yeah, it's going to be a good year.
All right, well, obviously we got to give some love out to all those sponsors, so give a quick little shout out and rundown of all those sponsors.
Okay, I got to give a huge thanks to KVR, obviously, my mom and dad, DJ N's Graphics and Design, Matt and Michelle Fibs, Randy Fryers, Rhino Power, and of course Outlaw Productions.
Right on. Well, always giving the love out. The number 49 of Brody Buchan riding your intermediate DTX and open classes here today in Leamington. Okay, I'm over here at the tech inspection station with our head referee, judge, official, whatever you want to call him, Mike's Alaska. Now, Mike, we've been having an interesting season so far. We're down here in Leamington. It's hot today. So tell us, give us a short little rundown of what you're doing here.
We're basically checking safety features on the bikes to make sure the brakes are working, throttles aren't sticking, no bad bearings. No cracks in the frames, stuff like that, all to do with rider safety.
And that's obviously a really important thing here because of the speeds that we are going. How many years have you been doing this for?
Actually quite a few. I started off as a track guy a number of years ago, and I did the track at Paris for, 10 years there, and then refereeing. I think I'm in my 6th year now with as a flat track official. I was a speedway official there before that, and now into the flat track, and I really enjoy it.
Okay, so don't forget the man to see for your tech inspection and the guy waving the flags for all of our races, Mike's Alaska, our head referee. Now, as at every single event that we go to, we do have a riders meeting where Aaron does go over and explain what's going on with the track, the expected conditions of what's going to be happening for later in the day, and just a general inquiry about safety. So as the tractor goes out on the track and finalizes everything right before we go for practice, we're going to go catch up with the number 46 rider from Kitchener, Sean Hoy, and see how his season's going.
The season's going pretty good this year. I can't complain. I've had no broken bikes. I've finished every race. Second in points in the DTX class, looking to hopefully close some ground on Tyler up front.
Yeah, now it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but what's your little plan of attack here?
Well, obviously the goal is I want to come home with a championship, but I just like to stay consistent for the rest of the year. Right now I kind of have my sights set on doing some GNC2 next season, so that's kind of what I'm gearing towards right now. But still here for a championship, see what we can do as far as the rest of the season goes to catch Tyler, but the goal is GNC2 for next season.
Okay, so you got lots of sponsors helping you out, so let's give some love to them.
First I got to thank Apex Cycle. They do a lot for me, help us get these things dialed in. John Parker helps out my dad with the motors, and then I really got to thank my dad. Without him, I wouldn't be here every weekend. I wouldn't have these bikes to ride, and I wouldn't have any feedback of how I'm doing on the track.
All right, so the number 46 is Sean Hoy riding your expert classes out here today in Leamington.
Now, as Sean finishes setting up his pit tent, we actually convinced him to take us out for our Outlaw Productions hot lap here today. So let's go take a ride with 46 Sean Hoy. All right, so coming across the start-finish line there, we already got the timer going up in the right-hand corner. Now Sean's making his way around the track. You can see the track is already starting to get a little bit of rough. Now the inside stays a little bit smooth. The outside, the cushion starts to break apart. You get some ruts and a little bit of crazy action going on. You can see a little bit of dirt already up on Sean's GoPro here for the hot lap, but as he starts to make his way back down out of corner 3-4 here, coming back down the final straightaway, we're going to get a lap time here and see what he was pulling. So Sean runs a 27:40, but expect those times to drop in the expert class. Now, something special we did this past weekend was the Jesse Fibs 93T Memorial Ride, so here's a couple shots to show you what it was all about. So after practice and heats were done, we made way for the memorial ride for Jesse Fibs. It was Brody Buchan's special honor to ride the number 93T machine, and Aaron made his way around, talked to a couple of the other riders, but once we cleared the track, we let Brody go out for a clean couple passes. So here's Brody's perspective from the 93T machine of Jesse Fibs.
Fibs, Leamington, Ontario. It meant to me, it happened earlier on in the week. Scott mentioned we could try it, so I talked to Aaron and he was on board with it. And I didn't think we'd have it today because we were behind schedule, but I was really surprised that there was that many riders come out. I think everyone come out on the track, and I'm sure Jesse's looking down and he was in awe of it too. Yeah, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Flat Track Canada for allowing me to do this, and it's just a continuation of the support you get when you become a flat tracker or dirt tracker. It doesn't matter where you go, any racetrack you go to and you're at a dirt track race, you need help, they're never not going to give you a hand. I've never seen this kind of support. When we were in Indy, there was support from people we didn't even know that actually come to the hospital and give us food and clothing and everything. The support is tremendous. Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody again, and Jesse, I'm sure you're watching with Scott Stad there having a whiskey maybe or something, but enjoy the race.
Okay, so with our Memorial Ride, our opening ceremonies, practice and heats all said and done, we're going to let the intermediate DTX class come on out here and do some battle here at the Leamington half mile. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back with all the action. Okay, race fans, welcome back for our DTX Intermediate class. We've got 12 riders here, and it's going to be a jam-packed race. I got a GoPro in the back there, but we can see the number 49, Brody Bucket, who we spoke to earlier today. He's also got a GoPro on the front line there. So off the hop, we can see here Dustin Lambert getting a great start down here in the first corner, taking the whole shot. Cody Marintet down the inside there. William Bellarose making up some ground around the outside there. And it's Brody Buckin here on the inside. We're going to hop on board with him. We're going to stay with him for a little bit of this race here because we know we're going to be seeing some action from him as he makes his way up through the rest of the riders. Getting a little bit of spray coming out of corner 3-4 here. It's Cody Marintet coming down the front straightaway here, leading the rest of the pack across the start-finish line for lap number 1. You can see Brody already moved up to the second spot there, just getting nudging by William Bellarose. The rest of the pack starting to space out a bit here, but you can already see this is coming around for lap 2. Cody Marintet doing everything he can to hold off Brody Buckin. Brody getting great drives off the corner. You know he's going to be throwing it down here with Cody in a second. He's going to be making his way by and doing everything that he can to take that lead. So Cody comes down the inside, tries to protect that inside line, opens up a door for Brody Buckin. Brody wastes no time, dives in on that inside line coming out of corner 2, rips the tear off. He's got a nice clear view, he's out front, and that's all he's got to do now is just ride a clean and consistent race. So lap 4, you can see Cody and Brody, they've broken away from the rest of the pack here. Valley sitting in the 3rd spot, William Bellarose in the 4th. We got Rob Churchill, he spins out on lap 5 in corner 1 and 2 here. Nothing else really happens during the rest of the race, but as we get going here for 2 to go, you can see Brody's already starting to gap out of with first place there. You can see me and Isherwood having a little battle here for last place. That's always a good thing because it doesn't matter, you can be first, you can be last, but you can be having a blast. So Brody Buckin coming down this front straightaway here. He takes the checkered flag here in the DTX Intermediate class. So he's going to go and take that checkered flag, but he does something a little bit different from everybody else. He goes backwards around the track. So as Brody goes out and finishes up his parade lap, we're going to be going to commercial break and be right back for DTX Expert. Welcome back for our second race of the night here at the Leamington Half Mile. We got the DTX Expert class. We got 11 riders. They're all staged up and getting ready to go. So we're going to see hopefully the number 29 rider, Nick Wensler, the local rider, put in some great talent here and put on a great show for the rest of his race fans. So heading into that first corner, it was the number 90 of Kyle Van Konen leading the charge coming out of the first corner. Now we got a mix-up of different riders here. We got the 24 of Parker Norris, the 84 of J.R. Addison, and I believe the 95 of Cody LeBoeuf. Now, all these guys are going to be heading around. You can already see Tyler Seguin making up some great ground, sitting in the second spot there, kind of cutting down, getting a great drive coming out of corner 4 here. As they come around and across for the first lap, it goes Kyle Van Konen, Ryan Wells, Tyler Seguin. All these guys are battling it out now. You're going to see some pretty close racing here in the Expert class. Now these half miles, you know, you got a bunch of bikes with great power. You see them go right out front. Tyler Seguin checking up a bit there. He gets a little bit stuck out there on the outside. A couple of the riders in the mix here, but it looks like we got about 7 riders all trying to battle for that top spot right now. No one's going to be giving up, and no one's going to be giving any ground. So coming back around here, Tyler Seguin diving into the corner there. You can see him way up into the cushion there on the outside. Tyler does seem to like riding up there, but we're going to skip ahead to lap 5 here. Now with Val Van Conant in the lead, Tyler Seguin sitting in second, Parker Norris in the 24, and Nick Wensler down there on the inside, the number 29 rider. They're going to start heading down the back straightaway, but we have a red flag come out. We have a rider that's gone through the fence. So as all these guys start to check up and slow down, you can see our rider's already up on his feet. That's always a good sign, waving to his buddies out there on the track. And after a quick little setback, about 20 minutes or so, we went out and dug out the bike. Everything was all good, so we go to a single file restart because we were so many laps in, the red flag came out. So heading back down to the first corner there, you can see Kyle Legault getting a great drive. Tyler Seguin going way out to the outside. He's going to get a good drive coming out here. Parker Norris in the second spot, Nick Wensler in the third spot. Skipping ahead to lap number 8. You got 5 riders all battling it out for that top spot. Nick Wensler out front there, holding off Parker Norris. He's doing everything he can to try and get the win here for his hometown crowd. But coming down for the final lap here into the checkered flag, we got the number 29 and Nick Wensler, followed by Parker Norris and Ryan Wells getting up to that third spot. So Nick Wensler doing it for the hometown crowd here. Now he's going to go out for his parade lap. Obviously he's going to celebrate really big because there's nothing like getting a win in front of all your buddies. We're going to go to a commercial break and be right back for the Dash for Cash. Okay, race fans, for the first time, we got a Dash for Cash. 6 riders, 3 laps, and it's all going to be gas, gas, gas. We got a couple of big players in the mix here. We got Doug Lawrence, Don Taylor, Tyler Seguin, Parker Norris, Ryan Wells, and Chris Evans. So heading down into the first corner here, Doug Lawrence down the inside, Tyler Seguin on that 450 KBR frame. We're getting a good drive. Don Taylor up there on the outside. Don and Doug both sitting on Harleys right now. Chris Evans on a Harley right behind him. Looks like Ryan Wells and Parker Norris right there on the trailing end. So coming around here for the first lap, you can see Don making a move down there on the inside of Doug. Tyler cutting down, shutting the door for both of those riders. Tyler's got to do everything he can to keep these 750s off of his back down the straightaway. Tyler goes back out to the outside, pushes it in deep, finds that cushion line. Tyler's been riding that all day, and it seems to be working for him. Doug and Don battling it out for second spot. Bar to bar going down the back straightaway, heading down into the corner 3 here. Tyler going in deep again. Don following Tyler's line, trying that outside line. Doug kind of hanging in the middle there, squaring up. All 3 of these riders here battling for that top spot. These guys are broken away from the rest of the pack. You can see Evans sitting back there in 4th with Ryan Wells, Parker Norris. And Tyler, he has these big, huge bikes nipping on his heels, but he seems to be getting this crazy drive off of the corners. It seems to be lasting him the whole straightaway. So Tyler going back down to corner 3, 4 here. You can see Don sitting there in 2nd spot, going way up by the bales there. Doug Lawrence doing everything he can, hanging in there. He's getting a little bit of loose coming down the straightaway here. You can see Tyler still leading the charge. I can tell you from personal experience, watching this race from the sidelines, everybody was going nuts. No one could believe that Tyler was actually holding off Doug Lawrence on that underpowered bike, but it seemed to be working for him in every aspect. So Doug doing everything he can to try and get past Tyler here. Tyler holding his own line. Doug getting a little bit loose on the outside there. Tyler just being smooth and consistent and bringing it right down here for the checkered flag. And Tyler's going to win the Leamington Dash for Cash. Now as our expert racers make our way off the track, we're going to go straight to the intermediate open race. Now back on board with the number 49 rider of Brody Buchan. 14 riders in the mix here. We're going to get things kicked off, and everyone's heading down to that first corner. Brody Buckin going to the outside, getting a good drive. You can see William Belarose there. And Cody Marentet, he's sitting in the third spot. It looks like Braden Bali kind of shooting up the middle between Belarose and Marentet there. But coming down for the first lap of the race, that would be Brody Buckin leading the charge, already way out front. It seems that he's gotten really comfortable on that KBR framer. William Belarose, Cody Marentet, and Braden Bali, they're all battling it out there. So you can see, and again, action all over going on the track here. You can see a couple of the other riders here at the back of the pack. They're kind of battling it out. But Brody Buckin just seems to have completely checked out on the other riders here, as he's almost a full straightaway down. And there wasn't really else much to talk about during this race, because Brody broke away from the pack split up, and it started to get that single file line. So we're just going to take a lap with Brody Buckin here to see how he gets around Leamington. Brody coming down for his checkered flag here, and it's going to be a double up victory for Brody. You can see the rest of the pack coming out of corner 4 right now. Cody Marentet going to take that second spot, and Braden Bali taking that third spot. So Brody again doubling up with his victories here in Leamington in front of another hometown crowd. Brody's going to go out for his parade lap, but we're not going to go to commercial break. We're going straight into the Open Expert race. We got 11 riders here. Everyone's still bumped up on that dash for cash, but you know it's going to be an interesting race. So we're going to kick things off here for the final race of the night. And as our riders head down into the first corner, it looks like Tyler Seguin back again out front. Parker Norris not too far behind him. You can see Chris Evans diving down on the inside line there. Now, as we head down into corner 3 and 4, Don Taylor makes a move in front of Tyler Seguin, gets ahead of him. Tyler comes back down on the inside, tries to do everything that he can to stay up with him. But these 3 riders, they're obviously still hungry from that dash for cash, and so they all take off. And it's Doug Lawrence sitting in the third spot there. So it's almost a replay of the dash for cash as Don starts to check out here a little bit. But we're going to fast forward up to lap 4, and you can see Doug making a big move on the outside of Tyler there, getting around Tyler. Doug's got a lot of ground to make up. So for the rest of this race, what kind of happens, and it breaks down very easily, the whole field starts to spread out and go single file, but Doug seems to be getting more and more ground every time he comes around. It's not until the final lap that everything gets interesting here in the Open Expert race. So we're going to sit back and watch this one. Doug gets a great drive coming out of corner 2. Doug knows he has to get down on the inside of Don Taylor here. You can see how close they were coming out of corner 3 and 4 here. Almost touching. Doug tries to straighten out the bars to get a good drive coming out, but it seems to be Don on that outside line, and it's Don that takes the checkered flag here today in the Open Expert race, the Leamington Half Mile. Now as Don comes and collects his checkered flag and goes out for his victory lap, we're going to go catch up with the other riders from 3rd and 2nd place.
Okay, taking that third spot, the number 22, Tyler Seguin. Tyler, busy day for you today. You won the dash for cash. So tell us a little bit about how that felt, and then tell us how this open felt.
And that felt awesome. I pulled the whole shot in the dash. You know, knew I was up against all these twins, and when it came around for the last lap, I was super pumped heading into the corner. I made a little mistake. I was expecting someone to get me, but I still pulled it off, so that felt awesome.
Okay, well, obviously Kurt building all these motors and backing you up, doing a great job. Kurt, how was it for you today?
It was excellent, totally excellent. That's all I got to say, excellent.
Well, that's what we like to hear from every mechanic. So taking that third spot, Tyler Seguin here at the Leamington Half Mile. Okay, that number 73 machine, Doug Lawrence. Doug, crazy race day out here today. That last final, Don just sneaked out of there, got away from you a little bit.
He was kind of going all over the track because he wasn't the smoothest, and he was kind of wondering, he probably thought that we were catching him or whatever, especially the way the track was. The 450s were probably working pretty good because they could get through the corners pretty well. Last 2 laps, I knew where I wanted to make my move. It was right where I did. Down the back straightaway, he looked back off at turn 2. He got kind of close, and he kind of went to the inside. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to run up the inside no matter how far inside you go. There was no contact, but it was close.
Quick rundown of your sponsors.
Yeah, this bike's owned by a guy in Ohio named John Caston. He's been behind me for like 5 years now, and just
lets me and my dad do our thing with it. Big thanks to John. The guys at Town Moto always helping out with my race stuff. John Briggs Motorsports out in California. American Harley Davidson, big supporters of the Flat Track Series. Mike Stauffer was actually here, a guy who built this motor actually, in my other Harley motor. So all of them, thank you.
Okay, right on. Taking that second spot, 73. All right, everybody, we're here with our Open Expert winner, the number 53 of Don Taylor. Don, you've missed a couple of rounds so far at the start of the season. You got a newborn child. Congratulations on that. But how does it feel to come out here to the Leamington Half Mile and get a big win tonight?
It feels great. You know, especially after last year not being able to finish the race after you know, pulling my knee on the first lap. You know, it's been a really tough competition today. There's a lot of fast guys here, and you know, it's made for some great racing. I just got out front and I was trying to just stay calm. Track was really tricky today on the big bike and slippery and ruddy, so it was hard to kind of keep a consistent line. So I was just more focused on trying to get my corner exits, you know, to get a good rip down the straightaway, and it seemed to be working. Dougie rolled up on me near the end there, and you know, we made some contact, and you know, I almost think it actually helped me beat him to the line because he pushed me up in the deep cush, and I just got a little better drive than he did, and you know, it was a good race to the checkers.
Right on. Okay, well, let's just give a quick little rundown of those sponsors helping you out.
Yeah, I got to thank Dealey Harley Davidson Canada, Parts Canada, Jim Sale Racing, and Brian Olson Racing Services for you know, prepping me great bikes and keeping me in some fresh gear every year.
All right, Don Taylor taking that one here today in the Open Expert.